Am I surprised? I'm not surprised. All right, man, Torture Talk. Like, share, subscribe to the page. You know what it is. Hit the thumbs up button if you like the content. If you don't, hit the thumbs down. YouTube is not paying me, so I do what I want. All right. So today I'm going to be reviewing Baby Keem new album. So Baby Keem, West Coast rapper, related to Kendrick Lamar, has dropped a new album. Now, I'm going to be straightforward. This is my first time ever listening to Baby Keem. And the only reason why I listen to Baby Keem is because Kendrick is on the album. Now, I'm just going to be honest. It's not that I'm sitting here bullshitting and telling people this. I'm just going to tell you that's why I listen to the album. And I'm going to say this, and I know it's probably going to make a lot of people upset. But this album's pretty good. This is a pretty good album. Now, I'm going to say, to be 20 years old, to come up with a concept and content like this is very impressive. That's number one. Although, I'm going to give a rating from the outside looking in, which means I'm going to remove my bias from this, because a lot of times when we hear music like this or similar to this, I start to say this isn't good. But it's different with this. It's different. And I'm going to explain why. The reason why it's different with this is because this feels authentic. This doesn't feel like I'm trying to push this to the masses. This feels like, okay, these might be some turn up type songs, but that's not all I'm doing. I also got some lyrical songs. I also have some songs with feeling to them. I also have this. I also have features. I also have that. That's what this is. So when I say I'm removing my bias, when I listen to certain albums that is on this level of youngness, I would say, young music makers, it's garbage. Because a lot of these young music makers, they only make music to please the crowd or the narrative. Now, this album, to me, could be considered a masterpiece if you're looking at it from an abstract artist's point of view. Right? Now, I'm not saying that this album is a masterpiece, but I'm saying if you're looking at it from an abstract point of view, it could be considered a masterpiece, because there's a lot of things on here that I think he has done that can put him in a position to where in the future people might call this a classic. Oh, I remember that album. That was a classic. So, getting into the production, I think the production was all over the place, but in a good way. Now, usually when something is all over the place, I don't really care for it. But for some reason with this album, I was anticipating the next song. Now, did every song hit me? No, it didn't. Every song didn't hit me. But I walked away with every song with something from every song that I remember. And to me, that's the most important. A lot of times we get these reviews and people just say they like the stuff or they don't. And they don't walk away with anything. But every song on there, I walked away with something. Whether I liked it or didn't like it, but there was something that stood out to me. You know? Now, the production was good. I think some of the beats to me wasn't completely full to me, but I can understand why they chose them, because some of the beats You kind of had to do that because when you put too many hi-hats or too many snares and too many this in the side of a beat, you can't really, it drowns the person's voice out. So the whole feel of some of these beats didn't have like snares or certain hi-hats to me was great because I can hear what he's saying. And I think that that's important. Sound quality was probably the low point, but at the same time, not too low to the point where it would affect the score. I think the sound quality to me was okay. And I'm not going to dig too deep into the sound quality. Just know I listen to it in my car, listen to my headphones, and it sounds about the same. Lyrics is where, to me, is where the high point come in at. Now, some stuff that Baby Keem said, I didn't understand. Now, I'm not saying that I don't understand because I'm stupid. I didn't understand some of the lyrics he said because maybe it's an inside lyric or something that, you know, him and somebody else have something to talk about. You know, Wu-Tang did that a lot. They had a lot of subliminal hidden messages in their music. I think the top of the morning is something. Now, I'm not going to dig too deep into it because I don't really want to, but I think it's something. I think that Kendrick is not just going to say, we all know Kendrick Lamar just doesn't say or do anything just to say it or do it. It's a point to it. Maybe people just didn't figure it out yet. And who knows? So as far as Baby Keem and his lyrics, I think Baby Keem is a very good, he's a very good lyricist. You know, I think that he knows the direction he wants to go. And he pushed a lot of these songs, even though I didn't like some I didn't like the how would I say? I didn't like the cohesiveness of the songs, the structure of the album. I can understand why he did what he did. And some of these songs, to me, some of them, his lyrics and the beats kind of mesh well together. To me, there wasn't one beat where I said he shouldn't have rapped like this. I thought that all the songs and the beats kind of went together very well. Now, some of the songs I'm going to say I didn't like, but I can understand why he chose that. So I gave this album a strong 8, pushing up to a 9. Being 20 years old and coming out with something like this, it's only going to get better. I think it's only going to get better. I don't think that this is something that people should take lightly. I think this album is something on the lines of a sleeper, because a lot of times what we do is we listen to albums. I listen to so many albums, and I categorize all these albums. I say, oh, this is just like this, or this is just like this. I don't think this is just like any of these young boys' albums. I don't. And I have to review Lil Nas X, and I'm just going to say I don't want to, because I already know from what I heard, I know what I'm in for. See, when I heard Baby Keem, I didn't know what I was in for. And he kind of like showed me that even being young, you can come out with something great. Strong 8, pushing up to a 9. Very good project. I think Baby Keem has a bright future ahead of him. And I think that a lot of people are not going to get it. A lot of people are not going to appreciate it because they're going to look at it, oh, well, it's not Kendrick. That's the bad part about being related to somebody that's great. Everybody always point the finger at you like you're supposed to be just as good as them, or you're the second coming of them, you know? So, I don't know. But he sure enough made an impact really fast. Whether it's because of Kendrick or whether it's because of what's his name. We don't know. We do know that good project, Baby Keem. Keep going, brother.